Ba-da, dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 ba-da, da, da, da. Welcome to the Morning Ramble. I'm Matt.
I'm Eric.
Today we are going to talk about several different things. I should have saw that coming. If you're just joining us on the Morning Ramble and you've only watched the last 3 podcasts, you might think that this is a bi-weekly podcast.
It is not.
It is not. It is a weekly podcast. We just keep running into issues.
We only do the podcast when we get paid.
So, unfortunately, we were off another week. Now we're back. We will be back next week. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
It is mostly my issues.
It's a lot, you know? It's a lot. A lot of production goes into this. Okay, a lot of behind the scenes.
I mean, there is a lot of behind the scenes. Sometimes
there's really not.
Well, sometimes everything does fall apart.
Yeah.
When we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we've got a lot to talk about.
Yes.
So, take us away, Eric.
Okay. Well, so we're going to talk about mostly politics, but I thought first we need to do a follow up with Gritty. Real quick.
Okay, I don't know anything about this.
Okay,
this is new
there's not much to
information
know.
for me.
All it is that the Philadelphia Flyers mascot Gritty has been cleared of assault charges by the Philly police.
Excellent. This is great news.
Yep, that's all I wanted to. I just wanted to make sure so you know Gritty is not behind bars.
Yeah, this is good news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy about that, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Like that's good.
Yeah. Later on the article, it said it's like the person who was wearing the costume. I'm like, what are you talking about? That is Gritty. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Gritty.
Of.
There's not a person in there.
Yeah.
Gritty is a humongulous that was made in a lab.
Yep.
By fusing together an ancient orange llama with a human and giant googly eyes.
That now lives underneath the Philadelphia Flyers stadium.
Yes.
Yep.
He lives there all the time. He's only allowed out of the basement
Out of his
during games.
Yep.
And he's put in a luggage rack when they travel.
Yeah.
It's kind of messed up if you think about it.
A little bit. All right, so real quick, there's a lot of stuff politically that we have to go through. I don't know if I should do it in the right time. I'm not going to. President Trump's State of the Union was last week.
Yes.
It was fine. No complaints.
It was fine. He stayed on task. He read the thing.
His State of the Union was fine. I don't know. Some people complained about it. I don't remember why, because it was a speech. He spoke, and that happened. And then Pelosi tore it up, and that's the main reason why I want to talk about it. I don't know. What do you think about that? Whatever. Yeah.
Literally, it's like when people complain about stuff.
Yeah.
With on Trump's side.
Mm-hmm.
Switch the people.
Yeah.
If Trump was standing where Pelosi was, and Pelosi was where Trump was, and if you can't imagine Trump doing the same thing...
I definitely can imagine him doing the same thing.
Exactly. If you can't imagine him doing the same thing...
And that's why
there's the thing.
I saw...
That's all I care about.
I saw some Republican congressmen were, looking into pursuing congressional charges and stuff, and I'm like, give me a break, okay?
Yeah,
now listen, do I think it was nothing? No, I mean, to be honest, it was pretty petty. I mean, of Nancy Pelosi. Now you might put Trump and Pelosi next to each other, but I mean, Pelosi's been a career politician, Speaker of the House for a long time, and if you saw, I don't know if you saw the video in the beginning of the speech when she sat down, you saw her take the piece of paper. Did you see this video?
No.
She took the piece of paper. I can probably find it to put it here. And she went on the table, and you saw her do a little tear, and then put it back. And then the camera angle, you could see a little line in the middle. She wanted to make sure she could tear it. So
before she
did.
That's kind of hilarious.
Is that not funny? I think that's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
So anyway, that happened. Some good memes came out of it.
Yeah, I don't really care about this. Everybody who was saying, "Oh, it's classless," yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's.
But
yeah.
May I ask you this question? When was the last time any part of Congress was classy?
Yeah, it's
Please tell me.
It is what it is.
Tell us in the comments below when the last time anything about politics in this nation was classy. Because it's been a minute.
Yeah. All right, so that happened. Let's back up a day. So we had the Senate vote on impeachment. We knew, we pretty much knew what the results were going to be, but it's over. The impeachment's over.
It's over.
Finally. So there was 2 articles that the Senate was voting for that the House presented. The first one was abuse of power. All Democrats voted guilty, along with the 2 independents. That's Bernie and another guy. And then Romney voted guilty as well, Mitt Romney. So that's the only Republican to break.
As he said he was going to do before.
Yeah.
Before. So we knew that he was going to.
Yeah. He didn't like say definitely he was going to, but I think he was hinting towards it. I mean, honestly, from what I think Republicans should do with that is just we disagree. I don't agree with anything he said. Whatever. Blah blah blah, and move on. I mean, the voters in Utah will decide if they want to keep him or not. So. And then the Article 2, obstruction of Congress, that one Romney voted not guilty, so it just changed 47-53.
Yeah.
We knew this exactly what the results were going to be.
Yeah, we've been calling this for months.
It's over. People made a big deal about it because it was a big deal.
Of course.
I mean, technically, Romney is the first person to vote against their political party's president, like a sitting president, against him. Because during Clinton's. No, it was pure party lines. So technically, he's the first one in history. So that's interesting.
Yeah, somebody was talking about this when it was happening, and they're like, well, obviously this wouldn't like if the Democrats were in power, it'd be the same thing. And yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
This is the whole bipartisan bullshit that we have in this country.
Yeah,
and that's just how it is. It's like they vote for party lines because there is funding behind the party thing.
Yeah.
And if you're not aligned with the party that you identify with, you will lose funding.
Yeah. And
it's basically career suicide at that point.
It is. And I would be surprised if Romney got another term.
Me too. Me too.
I just don't think it happening. Especially, I don't think he's up for election this year. I'm pretty sure he's not.
Now,
especially if Trump wins this year.
If Trump wins this year, his career is over. If Trump does not win this year, then there's a possibility.
Then there's a chance
that he could come back for this, and the Republican Party can kind of go back to moderates.
I don't think anyone's going back to anything, to be quite honest with you. We'll see. I don't think we can make any predictions.
I don't think we can make any predictions either.
Yeah.
I mean, we've tried making predictions before.
And they all fail.
Well, I mean...
except for the impeachment.
With the impeachment, we were spot on with.
Yeah. So let's take a break from politics real quick. We're going to come back to it. I want to present a meme just because I saw it this morning, and it made me happy.
Okay.
So this is choose which one of you are. And, we've done this before, the steak one.
Okay.
This is steak, toast, and coffee. And there's different numbers and letters associated with the degree of how well done you want them.
Okay.
So I'm curious, which one is your choice for each 3 items?
Okay, for steak, I'm probably sitting around a 3.
Okay.
Maybe a 2 on a good day.
Okay.
For toast, I'm sitting around a 4.
All right.
And what are those down?
So that's just black coffee to very
coffee.
heavy cream. You don't drink coffee, though, right?
I do on occasion, and when I do drink coffee, I'm around a C.
Around a C. Okay. I'm a 1, 2, and C. I don't like brown toast. I'm weird. And
I'm okay with a certain amount of browning. It all depends on what you're using the toast for. If it's just a side of toast, I'm all right with it being a little less done. But if it's for a toast sandwich, say you're slamming some meat on there, some cheese. If it's a toast sandwich, I want it to be more toasty.
Yeah.
That way it holds the ingredients in better and it just doesn't get soggy.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I feel like I went too far.
No, that was a good description.
But
people need to think about this. These are the kind of decisions that make or break a person.
You've hit the mic twice
I
now.
did. Smack it. I'm sitting at a weird angle. I usually sit straight. And I'm trying to sit more like you, and it's not working.
I just sit relaxed.
Yeah. So one thing we haven't talked about at all over the last weeks, even though it was one of the biggest stories, is the is it coronavirus?
Corona.
Coronavirus. So that's been pretty crazy. There's been a couple confirmed cases in America, but pretty much all of it's in China.
Yes.
So just this last week, I guess some scientists at the South China Agricultural University have found the roots and the link that started this virus. And what it is a pathogen link that is spread from this animal here. Is that an aardvark? What is that?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was an aardvark. Like an anteater.
Okay.
So, and they're trying to figure out how it got from animals to humans.
It's almost not worth thinking about.
Yeah, it's a little...
It's almost not worth thinking about.
Because I know the original was like, it's from a camel or a bat, and then people were saying like, there's a soup in China that they were making, and that's where it's from, but now that's not it. So it's a little freaky. Like how it got from... I mean, this isn't the first coronavirus that's happened.
Yeah.
And people need to realize that. I mean, the media blows it up. It's not the first time we've seen this virus. And honestly, if you're in America, you should be more worrying about influenza than anything.
Pretty much.
Because that kills thousands of people every year.
The media kind of like does blow it out of proportion.
Swine flu. Ebola.
Like with any flu virus type deal. The people who are most susceptible are people who are immunocompromised, the elderly, and the very young.
Yeah.
But if you're in none of those categories, you generally don't have too much to worry about until it starts turning people into zombies, and then we gotta kill you. And
that's such a hassle.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So
and then the power will stop working. We won't be able to take hot showers. When that happens, I'm killing myself.
And then Woody Harrelson's gonna come, and he's gonna save it. No.
He's going to try to get the Twinkies, but then hijinks ensue, and the Twinkies get destroyed.
Listen, I play a lot of World War Z on Xbox.
Did you
so I know
watch the second movie?
I did not. I did not see Double Tap yet.
Like, it seemed
like
everybody was super excited about the second movie coming
and then it just died off.
And then I just never heard about it again.
Yeah, I can watch it. I think it's on my Fire Stick, but I'm good. So, I watched Joker.
Did you?
Did you see Joker?
I did not.
All right, well, we won't talk about it then.
Okay.
No, it was okay. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. A lot of people were saying it's a very brutal, which I get where they're getting that perspective, but I was actually expecting it to be more brutal than what it was.
Well, it was a rated R movie today, and rated R movies can go farther today than they ever could before.
Yeah. Pretty much it answers the question, what if the Joker was a real person who suffered with massive depression?
Now that just sounds interesting to me.
That's pretty much what it is. So,
all right, I'm definitely gonna watch the movie now. Right after I watch Sonic.
Okay, Sonic. Is that this week or next week?
It comes out on Valentine's Day.
Well, there you go, fellas. Take your left.
Yeah, I think it comes out on Valentine's Day. I'm gonna be on call on Valentine's Day because I'm covering for a coworker. So that he can go have a romantic...
Go see Sonic?
Romantic evening.
Tell him you only cover for him unless he takes his significant other to see Sonic.
Just like, hey, you gotta do it.
Unless you see Sonic.
But
that's the only way I'm covering.
I do want to go see Sonic.
Yeah.
I
should because how much we talked about it.
Yeah, I don't care how bad it is at this point. I just want
honestly,
to see it.
If it's not bad, like if it's a decent movie, I'd be a little disappointed.
Unless it's really good. If it's really good,
yeah,
then I'll be like, awesome, this was amazing. But if it's just decent, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Yeah, it has to go over the top. Yeah. Like I'm talking like Michael Bay Transformers over the top. Like we gotta. Yeah.
It's gotta like flash over and just Sonic is running around in a low-cut shirt in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like Michael Bay. There's an explosion going on in the background.
I want to see Jim Carrey like the Grinch Jim Carrey. Or, no, the Riddler Jim Carrey from Batman Forever. That's the Jim Carrey that I want to see.
That's what I want to see. I want him to bring Cable Guy energy into it.
Okay.
That's what I want.
That's good.
That's what I want to see.
All right. Ace Ventura on top of a tree.
Yeah.
That's the
if he doesn't literally talk out of his ass, I'm going to be really upset.
Just disappointed across the board.
Yeah.
I All right, enough with fun things. So the Iowa. let's stop having a good time. So the Democrats had their first primaries, or I guess you can call it caucus. Iowa was this past week, and it was a complete disaster.
Yeah, it was a shit show. I'm cursing a lot more in this episode than I normally do.
So we kind of have the results for you. I don't really. I guess, what was it? AP isn't even declaring an actual winner. Which, why do you have to declare a winner? Okay, no one won because you didn't win the nominee yet. So, but to my surprise,
and to everyone's surprise,
Pete looks like to be, if not number one, but tied with Bernie.
Yes, and I'm also surprised about that.
So here's the unofficial results. They're showing Pete here with 26.2%, and then Bernie with 26.1% of the votes, both having 11 delegates.
Yes.
There's a total of 41 delegates for Iowa, which, quick pause here. For all the Democrats that believe we should abolish the Electoral College, which we won't go into that today, how come their primaries aren't just straight popular vote? How come the Democratic primaries are not just a straight?
There are a lot of people
asking that question
people on that side who are asking that question.
Because if that's because I always hear like Elizabeth Warren and everyone's like talking about the Electoral College. I need to get rid of it. Well, why don't you start with your party, and we'll go from there?
Yeah,
So,
that makes a ton of sense. And also, people have been asking, why Iowa?
why is Iowa always Iowa's like always the first state? I think.
Yeah, but that's like not really representative of the majority of the Democratic Party.
Well, that doesn't matter. They have to start somewhere. There's 50 states they got to hit.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that if, Democrats were to choose a state to start with to
Probably
give
New
a
York
candidate,
or California.
probably be Canada. I mean, California. That was a weird slip.
I'm sorry.
That was a really weird slip, man.
It'd probably be Canada.
It's Canada. Let's just screw it. Whoever wins, I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah.
We're going back to 2016 here.
That's amazing. Okay.
Hey, anybody who's actually out there who moved to Canada,
Let us know how you're doing.
like, how are you?
How is it?
How's that universal health care? I want to know.
So Pete and Bernie, Elizabeth Warren got 18%, and Joe Biden came up with only 15%, which is 2 delegates. So I think this is a good thing for Biden if he wants to win, because in 2016 it was kind of like the assumption, oh, Hillary has she has this nomination, like it's hers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which caused big problems with Democrats and Bernie. That's not the same thing with Biden. Okay, Biden's gonna have to earn it. So I think this is a big wake-up call that he can't just be Grandpa Joe sitting around not doing anything.
Drinking sweet tea off that porch in Scranton. That's
He is from
sweet,
Scranton.
sweet tea.
And so I think this is really good. I'm hoping that kind of stirs up the voter base, and maybe he'll get a jump in New Hampshire. Amy Klobuchar got 12%, and then
Nobody cares.
Andrew Yang only got 1% from what I can see, but I think that number's raised now. Very disappointing, Iowa. What are you doing?
Iowa, why aren't you voting for Andrew Yang?
Andrew Yang,
Andrew Yang,
the guy who wants to give you
the
$1,000
guy who
a
wants
month.
to give you money?
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
And then Tom Steyer had like 0.3%. Those are the top 7, and those were the 7 that were in the New Hampshire debate, which also happened last week, right after the Iowa caucus.
Yes.
I watched 2 clips.
Uh-huh.
It was all the same as the last 6 debates.
Yep.
And that was it.
It was really funny because I went on to Facebook and I looked at it, and they're like, "Oh, well, the debate tonight," and I was like, "I didn't even know there was a debate tonight."
Yeah. Well, New Hampshire's caucus is Tuesday, or primary. I don't know. Sometimes they're called primary. Sometimes they're called caucus. Depends on the state. Looks like Pete and Bernie, though, are pretty much coming out on top. Elizabeth Warren, very stagnant. Joe Biden going down. So I'm interested to see how New Hampshire's going to do, because if Pete stays consistent with Bernie up in New Hampshire, that's surprising, because that's Bernie's area. That's very Bernie. On a side note, I'm seeing a lot of like Democrat like just small like podcasts and like news outlets and stuff. Is it, you tell me? I mean, you tell me. Like from the Democrat, I know you're not a Democrat, but like it seems like a lot of Democrats don't like Bernie at all. Like there's kind of like a 50-50 divide almost. That a lot of people don't want Bernie to be the nominee.
I think that it's like an old man thing. I think that they would have been fine because his numbers were higher when he was against Clinton.
Yeah.
On primary ground. But that was 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And he was a little younger then. And now I think people are looking at him like,
Yeah.
I think it's partially that, and it's also partially that he does have farther left-leaning views.
He is very...
So a lot of people that are moderate Democrats or just moderates in general are kind of just turned off by that.
Yeah, and I think Pete is also taking a lot of Joe Biden's votes as well because they're more the moderate.
Because Pete is a clean-cut, more moderate guy.
I'm glad you said that because I saw someone made a meme. They're just like, I think Mayor Pete was made in a lab by the DNC.
He's very milquetoast.
Yeah, he's like almost like the perfect Democratic candidate. Honestly, he's very good on stage.
He's very good on stage. The only thing that I feel is lacking in Pete
is experience.
Is experience. But then again, I mean, up against Trump, Mayor Pete technically does have more political experience.
Hey, Trump's got a solid 3 years under his belt.
That's true. I mean, I've also seen people on the LGBT spectrum either highly praising or highly disparaging Pete.
That's interesting.
Because Pete is a gay man.
Married gay man. And a veteran.
But at the same time, he's just a gay man. Which is as milquetoast as you get in the LGBT community.
I get it. He's gay. But he's white.
Yeah, he's just a white gay man.
He's married, so he's kind of boring. And then also he's shot a gun before, so I don't like that. Like, what's the he's not gay enough.
All right, now
I'm sorry. That's so.
Now here it is. Now I said several podcasts ago that Mayor Pete doesn't stand a chance in hell. Now, we only have one caucus under our belt.
But it was Iowa.
And he came out
swinging.
Pretty close to on top, if not on top.
Yeah. Bernie and Pete both declared victory,
yeah,
which is just sad. Just calm down and move on to New Hampshire.
So at this point, I would like to apologize to Pete for not believing in him.
I still don't believe him.
But Pete, come on the podcast.
Come while you're ahead. Bump your numbers up.
Next time you're in PA, give us a call. And come on the podcast.
So, who do you think is going to be the next out of these 7 to drop out? There is more than 7. Michael Bloomberg was discussed during the debate, even though he wasn't in the debate. That guy is just burning money.
Like, the girl.
Amy Klobuchar?
Yeah.
That was my guess, too. I think Amy Klobuchar is going to drop out next, and I believe she is either going to throw her support behind Biden or Warren. Now, those are some radical views. Like, they're
very different.
They're very different. I just feel that those are going to be the two that she probably is going to throw her support behind. But I'm pretty sure after New Hampshire, she's going to drop out because I think she's going to get next to nothing. I don't think Yang is going to drop out at all.
No, I think he's going to go the distance.
Yeah, even because there's always like that one candidate that's just,
there too long.
Yeah, there's always that one. But yeah, she's definitely going to drop out next. I don't know when Michael Bloomberg's going to drop out. I mean, he has the money. Money's not
money's not an object for him. He might just be. It's also possible that he might just be in this race to gain a little bit of notoriety before taking on like a Senate position.
It's possible,
or like a House position or something.
I really don't know why he's doing it even at all. And I don't understand the Democrats who want to support him. Like, he's so fake, in my opinion. Like, I hear him talk about things, and it's like, it's just hot air. Like he's just blown. I don't know. It's just I don't understand him.
I don't get him either. Andrew, come on the podcast. Bring that $1,000. Get us a better camera.
That's all we need.
And some studio lights.
Yep.
Maybe some soundproof foam.
All right, I get it. I need to improve the studio, Matt. Jeez.
We can't be putting all of our money into this podcast.
Listen, they can't see what's outside of the camera view. So
that's true. There's a couch over there.
Just a lonely couch.
And the 2 rocking chairs are sitting over there that we're not allowed to use.
No, I can't use that. All right, well, that's all I got. We got New Hampshire coming up. I'm interested to see what happens.
All right, I want to just go on a little rant here.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so if you search the Morning Ramble...
You're going for a ramble, not a rant. Go ahead.
If you search the Morning Ramble on YouTube, you will find 3 different channels.
Really?
Doing a Morning Ramble. None of them are called the Morning Ramble except for us.
Okay.
They've been doing their morning rambles for about as long as we have.
We need to sue them.
We had it first. Both of them have more views than we do.
Mm. Yeah. To be fair, we literally don't promote
at all. Very true.
0.
And one of them's an attractive girl who also does yoga.
Oh. Well, that's just cheating.
Like yoga, relaxation, meditation things.
If I do yoga,
and the other guy,
will we get more views?
The other guy, and this is the market I think we can tap into.
Okay.
The other guy is a very country dude.
Is he like a car guy? Like he
just
podcasts in his cars?
No,
like,
he doesn't do a podcast. He just stands out in the outside. He's got his phone camera on, and he's just like, you know what I think about this topic.
I don't like those people.
But he's got more views than we do. So I don't know.
Are they current? Like, are they putting out stuff now?
Yeah, they're putting out stuff.
Oh, okay.
All the time.
More than us, probably.
I think one of them is about as much as we are.
It's not quantity; it's quality.
And the other one is more than we are. But yeah, I just so you know, if you search the Morning Ramble and you find a yoga girl or a very country man
very opposite
with a camera
things.
like way too close to his face, neither of them are us.
Okay.
Except on the inside.
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe we'll have to do some promotions.
Maybe we could see if we could collaborate with them. Be like, hey, we're the Morning Ramble, the actual Morning Ramble. You know, the ramble that you stole our idea.
Stole our idea.
Despite the fact that we barely exist online.
Yeah. The thing is, though, if someone just stumbles upon our channel, they'll be like, what is this podcast? They got 55-hour-long podcasts?
Like, what's going on?
With these great thumbnails?
Like, who are they doing this for?
No one. Absolutely nobody.
Okay. Anyway.
That was fun.
Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you.
Hopefully next week.
Definitely next week.
Definitely.
We will be here next week.
We will be here.
Swear to God.
So you better be.